It's been more than a decade of wondering, searching, struggling for this man who now calls Jacksonville home. He finally has the answer to a simple question: who am I? Well, we first brought you Benjamin Kyle's story, the man with no name, more than 4 years ago, but his struggle stretches back 11 years to the end of August 2004.
That's the day someone found the man beaten, sunburned, and left for dead near a dumpster outside a Savannah area Burger King restaurant. And when he woke up in the hospital, he had no idea who he was. Doctors diagnosed him with retrograde amnesia. Kent Justice has followed the story over the years and has the first interview you'll see with Benjamin since he learned his true identity.
Well, initially I was stunned. I mean, just literally stunned. I was not functioning. I couldn't even talk about it.
Benjamin Kyle tells me he finally knows his real name. As he put it, he's not ready to let that name loose yet for his family's privacy. But his shock has turned into some relief and a release of pent-up feelings.
I never really talked about the bad times, and there were some bad times in which, you know, geez. And, you know, I never talked to people about it because I never thought that, you know, I had the right to impose my problems on them. Sorry. And, I don't know. You know, 10 years ago, if I'd have known that I had to go through this past 10 years, I would have just made up a Social Security number in the hospital.
Over the past 11 years, he has wondered, he's asked for help, he's appeared on local and national television shows looking for clues with no success. Then a breakthrough that let him know for sure who his family is and where he comes from.
I left Indiana in 1976, and they have not seen me since then. Of course, we haven't been in communication. They thought I was dead.
Alive, but lost in his amnesia, Benjamin got help from this woman, Cece Moore.
The methodology that we used to solve the Benjamin Kyle case was actually developed for adoption searches for people who wanted to identify their birth families. It's applicable to lost identity as well.
Moore and a team worked on Benjamin's case for 2.5 years, comparing his DNA to those in databases across the country. Along with information BK thought he remembered, Moore's team made the connection when law enforcement couldn't.
In fact, it really amazes me that law enforcement didn't solve this case sooner. We had his birth date. We had his home state. We had his family's religion. How could this not have been solved? It took all this time, and thanks to genetic genealogy and DNA detective work, he finally has what should have been his for years.
Without verifiable identity, without his Social Security number, businesses wouldn't employ him and shelters wouldn't house him. News4Jax helped him connect with a state representative to get Benjamin this Florida Legacy ID. We brought the issue to U.S. Senator Bill Nelson, who sympathized but couldn't change the laws surrounding legal identification.
This is the catch-22 that he's in, and there's obviously got to be a solution. You can't leave this fellow without an identity.
This man, Josh Schrut, saw our story in 2011 and gave BK a job and a place to live, while many others helped however they could.
I don't know that there's any way I'll ever be able to repay him. I would like to, but you know.
What's next for Benjamin? He's not sure entirely, but he has more options than he did without knowing his real name.
Is up in the air yet? I'm thinking right now that I'm going to stay in Jacksonville. I mean, I know so many people. My support system is here.
Benjamin Kyle says he has not seen his surviving brothers face to face yet, but he looks forward to doing that soon.